Welcome back to another episode. Today I want to take a closer look at your favorite semiconductor company, Intel. Intel actually had a great day on Friday as the stock was up over 9%. After hours, the stock is up over 3%, and the main reason is there's a lot of rumors going on about Intel being acquired. And overnight, we did get some more rumors that some of these potential acquirers are Elon Musk and some other semiconductor companies. So a lot of this is just rumors. So on today's episode, I want to take a closer look at all the rumors that are kind of occurring right now. And I just want to share my overall thoughts in this matter right now. So it's not going to be your typical video, and we're going to focus obviously on Intel. But if you want to stay tuned, first make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the pinned comment for special offer at fool.com/Jose, and check out my free daily semiconductor newsletter, whatthechip.happened.com. The link is down below. So let's get started.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so this is pretty interesting, right? Like I mentioned, Intel was up roughly 9% on Friday, and it is up an extra 3% after hours. So first, let's try to understand what happened on Friday during market hours and why the stock was up about 9%, over 9% during the market hours on Friday. And the first thing is that multiple sources say that an unidentified corporation is exploring the complete acquisition of Intel Corporation, according to the tech publication Semi-Accurate. The reports kind of point to an internal memo, which was only shared to kind of top executive in a very small group, and a high-level insider confirmed the memo's legitimacy last week, reinforcing speculations that a purchase of Intel may be under serious consideration. Now, a few things to remember, right? Many people are saying that these rumors could be true for one main reason: the leaving of Intel's previous CEO, Pat Gelsinger, right? So Pat was someone who pretty much bled blue, right? If there was one person that really cared about Intel and becoming and making Intel the best company in the world, I think that was Pat, right? I think Pat really had so much care for the company and the future success. Out of nowhere, Pat ended up leaving, right? Supposedly retiring. Many speculations are seeing that this was something that the board of directors ended up pushing Pat out of the company. And the only reason they would push him out is if they were going to do something drastic and something something crazy that they knew Pat wouldn't want to, and that would be kind of selling the company. So this is one of the theories or one of the evidence that could be used to, hey, look, maybe there is some truth to these speculations and to these rumors, because Pat ended up leaving the company about a month ago. Now, that's what really caused the stock price to jump up about 9% on Friday during the market hours. And some of you guys may be wondering, Jose, why does this company need to be acquired? Right now, unfortunately, it's failing in its two main fronts. So the two main fronts is first the design of chips, right? If you own Intel, you know that they design CPUs that go on your laptops, on servers, on your PCs. Right now, they are losing that to market share to AMD because it seems like they are not innovating quickly enough. The second thing is their push to manufacturing. When manufacturing is the manufacturing of chips, of semiconductors. And this is very crucial, right? Because right now, there's only one player in the manufacturing space for advanced nodes. Well, there's two. There's TSMC, which is the leader, and Samsung Technology, which you can really just say it's one, right? TSMC pretty much dominates this market. Intel's manufacturing push was trying to become another competitor in that space. And that would be very important because right now, all of our supply chains for semiconductor chips, advanced chips, are focused on the Taiwanese company. So if you want to improve that overall supply chain, you don't want it to be a one company dictates the whole market type style. So Intel's presence in advanced manufacturing was very crucial. Unfortunately, this is something that costs a lot and a lot of money. Not just insane engineering talent, but the capital expenditure, the amount of money you need to invest on the equipment, on the manufacturing plants is insane and was costing Intel to continue to burn a lot and a lot of money. Now, the United States government has given money to Intel to fund a lot of these things via the CHIPS Act. So it seems like now the government wants to make sure, one way or another, that Intel remains successful. So these kind of acquisitions discussions are going on. So the second part of this story comes in later Friday afternoon, where Dylan Patel, the lead analyst at Semi Analysis, which is a very respected semiconductor firm. I mean, I listen to them, I read about them whenever they release something new. So I believe there's always some truth to what they said. And Dylan Patel said the following: Elon's jet is in Florida. Global Foundries jet is in Florida. Qualcomm's jet is in Florida. In case anyone was wondering what's going on with Intel, they are at Mar-a-Lago. Make America great again can only be true if Intel is saved. So I kind of want to start with that bottom line, right? The only way to make America great again is if Intel could be saved. So I kind of talked about how right now we only have one main player in the semiconductor manufacturing advanced world, and that is TSMC. So in theory, a country would want to have their dependency based on a company that is in land, and that would be Intel. So it would be on the best interest for America as a government, maybe not necessarily in forms of the stock market, but as in Intel for the United States is a crucial player for them to continue to develop manufacturing capabilities. So it seems like the government really wants to make sure that this company doesn't fail. Now, we had three players in that name, right? We had Qualcomm and we had Global Foundries, and those two actually make sense to me on a very top level approach, right? Qualcomm is a company that provides processors already in the phone business. Yes, they are ARM based and not x86, which is what Intel does, but still they understand that business. So if there was a reason to kind of split the CPU business, the client business to somebody, to Qualcomm, it would make perfect sense. Now you have Global Foundries. Global Foundries is actually a manufacturing plant here, a company that manufactures chips here in the United States. And again, is focused on semiconductor manufacturing, except one major caveat is they don't focus on advanced chips. They focus on mature chips, which are older technology, maybe not as tech intensive as what Intel's trying to do, and obviously not as expensive in forms of capital expenditure in regards to equipment, right? Because the advanced manufacturing is such a hard market to do, and that's why we only have TSMC in that space mainly, right? You have Samsung and you kind of have Intel. But if there was someone who can kind of take that market on a top level overview, I can see why Global Foundries would be a player to consider as well. Now, Elon is the third party here, and this one is one that has me questioning why he would be there. There's only, in my opinion, two scenarios that could be happening if these rumors are true. The first is obviously Elon is very close to the Trump administration. So maybe he's kind of like the tech guy in between, making sure that everything that's happening makes sense, right? Elon could be a good player to kind of be the mediator of this segment because he understands the tech space and he's also close to the upcoming Trump administration. So that's scenario one. The second scenario is it might be very hard to really split up Intel and kind of sell it individually. So it could be like a three-way partnership. It could be a partnership where Intel gets sold as a whole, and this is the one I believe might be the highest chase is Elon, Qualcomm, and Global Foundries all buy the company together. And Qualcomm would be the player that would take the CPU side and be the leadership, not taken specific, but be the leadership that focuses in that market. Global Foundries would be the one that focuses in the manufacturing business. And then Elon would be the one to kind of check the whole business as a whole. So be like the top player out of those two. So that one's interesting, right? But obviously, Elon has a lot of other things to run, so that could also be very impossible. But every other day, we see Elon trying something new, so who knows? But those are the two rumors here happening right now, and those are the two scenarios that I could see happening. So I think the chances of Intel being sold off have increased. Obviously, not a guaranteed. In form of an investment, I think this is a gamble, right? In the short term, it does seem like the market would be bullish in news like this. As we can see, after hours, the stock is up 3% after being up in 9% on the day. So it does seem like the market will want something like this to happen. And if it does happen, I do believe it could create some massive stock price movement for Intel. In the long term of things, though, that would all have to dictate on how each of these leaderships that would take over the company does with the company, right? At the end of the day, long-term gains are dependent on fundamentals. In the short term, obviously, news like this can create a lot of volatility. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think this is all just noise, or do you think there's some truth behind it? Take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.